Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a good Friday. Those that celebrate, we've got Ron in the house. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, special edition on this Good Friday. Here I am on the horn with Jorge Prospector
Yes,
and
sir.
getting into conversations that we decided we really needed to bring live to all of you.
Right, we talking offline about everything. I'm like, why don't we go online and talk about this stuff?
This is what we should be talking about.
Right. We're like 5 minutes
Share
in, we're not
share the
even
love. Share the love.
5 minutes in, and we're not even live. Um, yeah, no. So let me before I do that, let me make sure that everything seems working on YouTube. Um, I
Although
am
this is not an official co- coffee and rip session, it still has the spirit and the love.
Yes, it is. Yes, it does. I didn't come up with share. Here we go with a thumbnail for this. Although I'm not even sure you can do thumbnails on live until they're published. Probably not.
Probably not.
Uh, Let me share this with some folks. Come join our conversation. Let me share it on Discord. Now going to Messenger and sharing it with our group. Come talk to us live. All right. Where was I? Yeah, MLB opening day ish, day two. My
Yeah,
Mets
it
just got one hit it by the Brewers. Lovely.
Well, you know what? It was an interesting day. The fact that they did the Soul series kind of ruined it for San Diego and LA for their real true home openers. But is it really a home opener when you had a home game in Seoul? Who knows? Who knows? But you know what? It was nice to see baseball back in action. I stayed up listening to some stuff last night. I was listening to the Mariners game. I mean, they were coming back against the Red Sox in the eighth inning. I'm sitting there cheering them on. You find these teams and you love who they are and you keep listening to them, even though I'm down here rocking my Padres gear.
Yeah. So technically, I said day two, opening day three ish, or
Fourth, I don't
yes,
know.
like it is
Two.
technically opening day for the Mets and Brewers
Yeah,
and who else? Phillies and Braves, maybe. Yeah, Phillies and Braves, I think.
yeah.
Phillies, the Braves,
Was
as
that
we
all
speak.
because of rain out?
The Mets and right, the Mets and Phillies. Well, Mets and Brewers, Phillies, Braves. Yes, it was
Okay.
pouring down on the Philly, New York area. The Braves just put a 7 burger
Oh,
on the Phillies
nothing
in the
like the
eighth.
14 though.
Watch me log in and watch my players get 0 points, 0 runs out of that, or points like my 6-year-old calls them.
It was like in fantasy football. I'd have somebody on a team and they'd have a huge game, and the guy was like, "Oh, he handed off the ball twice."
Right? only once in my fantasy, um, only once in my fantasy career have I seen one of those 24-8 games and my players be having like a field day. Only
Yeah.
once. I remember to this day, A-Rod had like a 10 RBI game. Um, to this day, I remember that. I had like 35 RBIs that day. It was crazy. Yeah, but I've been playing fantasy for 20 something years now. Do you
My
play? Do you play
not
fantasy?
not baseball. I've done football since 1987. Been in one league
87?
1987. 87 when we used to have to use the newspaper.
Holy shit!
The Our official source of record was the San Diego Union Tribune. That was the Bible for us. It didn't matter what anybody else had. We had to look at the paper and we'd go in there and do it. I actually wrote some early D-based programs to be able to calculate all the different scores for everything based on the inputs from the Union
That's
Tribune for the
fascinating,
league.
man. I never knew
So
this.
yeah,
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah,
the
because
the league kind of folded with the pandemic. It kind of died away, and the guys had spread out across the country. There was about 5 of us original guys still in it, But it started at work with a couple of people and some of the executives. It was crazy.
And how did you keep track? Was Excel still a thing back then, or
it was actually a
program someone built or something?
Lotus Symphony and Lotus 123. Those were the spreadsheet programs we used before Excel came into.
Was it manually inputted, or how did it?
Well, I used the DBase 3 program to input the stats from the newspaper.
Hey, stop!
I would sit there Monday morning typing away, and then Tuesday getting the rest of them in and calculating it, and had all my calculations run for these guys and give them points. But then we started instituting some other things that made it harder and harder. Like, okay, if the points happened in overtime, they count double. So if he had 50 yards in overtime rushing, it was 100 yards. So
let me experiment with something. Is that better?
Oh, you're real close now. That's good.
Or no?
That's good.
Trying to see what's better.
The other one was good because it has your face in the box there.
No, there you go. That's better. I like that better.
Okay.
Yeah. So, baseball. Let's see. Let me give everyone. So now not many things happening. Well, 9-2. The Braves are up. The Mets like I said, got one hit by Peralta. And the Brewers, Jackson Chourio with his first knock and his first hit as well. So we are, wondering whether Topps will come out tomorrow. Probably with some type of auto or relic.
I wonder if they don't have Wyatt Lansford under contract because of the fact that he had his first hit yesterday, in his debut, and all he got was a card. There was no extras. There was no, hey, base relic, ball relic, nothing. So that to me was a little bit of a snub on the number 6 prospect in baseball.
Yeah. So, but they did come out today with the first cards 1 through 6, is it, or something like that?
10. It was 1 through 10.
1 through 10 for Topps now, and so. he is in there with a regular card.
Yep. With a rookie logo.
And a new, or I haven't seen it in a while, opening day logo as well.
Yeah.
So that card will have some value with the usual parallels offered. I'm hoping that the 24-hour window and me not talking about it and this having very few followers still will keep the print run, decently low. So because those will be valuable.
I'm planning on grabbing a few myself.
People don't know that this dude is for real.
I'm grabbing some myself, so I'm probably get a 10-pack, 5-pack, or 10-pack, just to have some.
I got about a 5-pack with coupons.
Yeah,
well, I don't have much left, but
there was like one other rookie. I mean, of the 10 cards, I think were 4 of them Yankees or something like that.
So no, well maybe. I'm just looking for rookies. So
me too.
The Korean guy. On the Giants are Korean or Japanese? Sorry if I'm offending anyone.
He's Japanese.
Japanese?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is.
I think it was the Japanese.
Let me look it up. Since you can still see me if I step out. Because I'm blanking on the name, but he has a card on it. Jung-Hoo Lee.
Okay. That's Korean. That's Korean.
Yeah, he's Korean. I was right. Korean. He has a car with a rookie logo. He's like stepping on first base after his first big league hit and run and an RBI.
Yeah.
And so, but I didn't pick him up. Obviously, the Shohei relic card and relic
still there.
It's moving slow, as many of us predicted.
Yeah. With the increase to 314 instead of 189 like they were doing, so they increased it by 125, and to get that increase, they cut down the size of the relic piece so they would have enough to go around. Otherwise, they wouldn't have enough.
It's a finite piece of material.
Exactly, and that's the reason I believe that they went with a smaller relic. It may or may not be true. So
I'm just like. This is the love-hate relationship, I guess, with the sole provider. Well, the forced love-hate relationship that we have because it's the only license provider that we have of a product that we love. I'll say this. Topps customer service has gotten significantly better.
Agree.
Since Fanatics bottom, and I think they finally implemented either they're scaled up or, training or what have you. It's like the general demeanor is better. The willingness to work with you is better. The times are significantly lower, the wait times.
Well, I think one of the things that a lot of us ran into was it was during the pandemic. People weren't together, and we were talking to Debbie, who was working out of her bedroom in Sarasota, or Scott over in Park City, Utah, who's waiting for ski season to come back around so we can get back on the slopes. Those were the people we were dealing with. They weren't connected to the company. And I think with Fanatics buying it, it brought a synergy and brought the people back together quite possibly.
There's still significant room for improvement, though.
Definitely.
Because I'll give you an easy example of something I was calling for and dealing with 2 weeks ago, maybe, or a week ago. So it's so to your point, they're still so scattered. Like, for example, if you are two things. One, they're scattered still. One arm or one ear doesn't necessarily speak to the other ear unless it goes to the nose first, to the mouth, and then up it's not synchronized. The systems, right? Obviously, something's not fully synchronized yet. This is not the only industry where this happens. Airline industry it's notorious for this too. But for example, like you had a Topps Now coupon code, rewards point, however you want to call it, that for some reason it disappeared. Or it's working. You can't redeem it. It's there, but it's not valid when you know it is valid, or it should be. And so you call and they can see it, fine, and they realize it with you. Check this out. I had a guy who was working on my case who, in order for him to validate that the coupon hadn't been used and it was fine, or to see if it actually worked, he hopped into his own personal account. and so
hey, I just bought a card with it. It's fine.
No, listen. When he said that, I kind of processed it for 10 seconds. While he's like, well, I can hear him type or whatever. And I interrupted him. And said, "Hey, Scott, like, sorry, did I hear you correctly? Are you saying that you're trying it out with your, like, on your website or like your computer?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just going on my account to see if it would work for me." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like this is that's where we are."
They don't have. Well, it's not an industry built around technology.
Right.
That's the problem. It's built around the cards.
Think they don't. Fanatics coming in.
They would have a test system, a UAT system, or somewhere where they could try. It's, hey, I've got a situation with a customer. Here's where I can test it.
Yeah, and that's not even my punchline. That's not the end of my story. So that's just one little tidbit, right? I'm like, okay, that's odd, but okay. So you were able to see that's not working? Yes. It's just elite. I got it. And then, okay, so what can we do? And so he's like, okay, so I can have them like send another code. However, I need to get my manager. I need to scale it up to my manager so that they can cancel this coupon and then issue you another one. That could be 24 hours. I'm like, oh my God. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these people are not empowered to do anything. The technology does not allow them to do anything. Like, that is as simple as an easy cancel coupon, like invalidate it, remove it from the system, issue a new code. That doesn't happen as quickly. At least not for them.
And like I said, it's because they're not based in technology. Yeah. Working in the finance world, I've been exposed to, live transaction type stuff. I work with some of the largest leasing systems in North America. Actually, the largest leasing system in North America is one of the systems that I work with. And it's like, we have to be up. It has to be real time. It can't have errors. And if there is something going on, we have other tests on. We're technology. We need that in our industry. Topps, hey, here's my product. It's just printed. Well, in the money world today, there is actually no dollars being exchanged. It's all digital handshakes anymore. So technology is paramount for us. It's not for Topps yet, but hopefully Fanatics, on the other hand, is a web-based company.
Yeah.
So hopefully they bring those synergies together and
I was
improve
hoping
the
that would
product.
happen quicker. I guess is my point.
It takes a while. Trust me. I've brought in a lot of companies into the fold over the years, and it always takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while because you have a lot of legacy code that you're trying to work around, and so you're building it bit by bit across the system.
Well, so Shohei, we assumed that this would happen. The Shohei relic is still alive. We started talking about this because we were going to jump into this commentary that Topps is overdoing it, and it's the love-hate relationship with the customer service, with the products. So we want them, but we don't want them. So again, it's funny because I take a bit of a very business approach to everything else, even Major League Baseball. But when it comes to the hobby, it's that little passion, right?
Hobby is a passion as opposed to an investment.
It's a business, though, and that's the problem.
There is a business in the background.
It's funny because I recognize it, and I'm very aware of that very matter in baseball. So my mind is never cluttered with fanboy things about the sport, about my team, about contracts. I even take pleasure in the business of sports and the business of baseball more than actual baseball, but I can't not do that with cards. And so they know this, and they got us by the balls, right? Pardon my French.
A single source, yeah.
And so
I look at last year. Last year we had those the Corbin Carrolls and Ronald Acuna and Ohtani from Leaf. What the hell were we doing buying from Leaf? Yeah. But here we grabbed them. But the resale, they just went like they're like this.
Yeah. And I look at things from the lens of like reselling too, because I'm a dealer. I'm not even calling myself an investor because I'm not. But
come on,
I'm a dealer / investor.
Can you just rip some packs, man?
And a collector, exactly. Right.
Jorge's my dealer.
But I feel it, man. It's I hate what it does to the hobby, how it's gamifying it, how it's just becoming a gambling thing. And let me tell you, they're exposing themselves because at some point Congress is going to come in and regulate. Fanatics is totally appealing to kids, and the Fanatics Live platform and all these other things. This has become a gambling hobby.
Well,
people won't want to admit it, and I'm okay with it as long as it's well measured. But when you're talking about the numbers that we're talking about with the breaking and the obsessiveness with that.
We talked about gambling the other day, and there's a fine line between the difference of collectors and obsessive gambling on it. People trying to turn a break into money. I go into them for fun.
Yeah.
What
kills me is the people that don't know the difference.
Yep.
The people that are in this because they think they can turn a profit by ripping, selling, selling. That's not a winning formula. And then so Topps takes advantage of that with all these filler products. And then by saturating, in my opinion, oversaturating the market with Caitlin Clark autos.
That 8-card box is still there.
And so a big part of me is very happy that it's Shohei. Not that it matters to them, because they're always iterating and working and trying to perfect that demand supply formula and what's the price point. I get it. We're all test subjects for them. But at least the proper message is being sent that not everything that has an Ohtani relic will sell, even though you think these things would sell because there's an international market too. But we'll see.
There is a price point. The Wemby auto, I can't believe that last Wemby set of autos sold out as quickly as they did. They were at an hour or more. It wasn't instantaneous like it was before. But they've saturated the market with an overpriced product that
It's
has.
exclusive to fanatics, though.
Yep,
That's a problem.
yep. There's a sample set that is about, what are we, halfway through the NBA season now? A little more than halfway, heading towards the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a big sample size yet. This is the card.
Yeah.
And 1 year it was LaMelo, and Zion was the one before that, and you had to get Morant cards. They keep moving from one to one, and you look at the Zion Williams cards now, they're affordable. You look at the Jay Morant card, they're affordable. You look at LaMelo cards, they're trash. So
yeah. So you're talking about Mercari. Sorry,
let's get into the fees.
We completely got it right. Oh, wait, we were talking about this offline. We didn't bring it.
Yes.
No, we're talking offline how we're fed up with eBay. Well, FeeBay, as I like to call it, and the ridiculous fees, especially when I've migrated to other things like Shopify for my store and Facebook and other ways to sell cards and my wax products. And so I've kind of left eBay a little unattended. So even though my performance hasn't gone down in terms of feedback, I'm still at 99 point something because I don't sell now that often, even though I try to list semi-continuously, because again, the algorithm is all about how consistent you are with it. I try to remain consistent and at least publish post for sale 2 cards every 2 days or something like that, every 3 days or something like that, or every day when I can. I don't sell that often now. So because my numbers have gone down, that means that the 1 or 2 canceled sales that I had or something, now it reaches the 3% threshold or whatever they have for me not be an optimal seller or be a suboptimal seller or whatever term they use. So now because they classify me as that, not only do they get my 13% of a transaction, which by the way, it's crazy. Now they also tack in I think it's $4 or something. So it just kind of pisses me off that if I sell a $30 card, I net and close to half, 17, 16.
They are cutting the profit margins in half for a lot of our things we sell.
Yeah. So Mercari came with a press release or something. Now they're doing away with seller fees. And I was just about to tell Ron offline when we decided, hey, we're not online. We're not live. So now we are. 2 things. They're just known for being kind of a scammer's paradise where scammers reside. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah. And they're also very very lenient with the very, very buyer friendly in that you can return. I think their policy is very lax. I think you can return for whatever reason within X number of days, for whatever reason. And so if you sell something and someone goes down injured before it gets to them, they can cancel or something like that. So that's 1. And 2, it's a problem. So the whole seller fee is countered by the fact that they charge buyers a hefty fee. So because they do, you kind of have to price things a little down, regardless. Otherwise, people wouldn't buy, or you would feel okay, I got a deal, but then I have to pay $5 on top of it. So it's one of those things where I'm not going all in on
I haven't sold on other platforms really. There are certain things with the cards I haven't. With personal items, I've been on, the Facebook marketplaces and Craigslist with guitars. That's where guitars go to live. There's places for those, but for cards, the outlet's always been eBay. Never sold anything off there, and it's always just been okay. I've got these extras. Let me get rid of these so I can go buy some more of those. It was never a business or anything for me. It was just a way to keep reinforcing the hobby. The only time I really had problems, I sold a card to a guy in advance, and it was shipped to me. I shipped it to him. Oh, it's defective. There's a bubble in here. The bubble's in the sleeve. It's not a defect. No, sorry, can't take it. I think you've tampered with the seal. I said, it's just a Topps fold seal on the top. I didn't. Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
reasons that buyers can back out. He had buyer's remorse, is what he had, because
Yeah.
I had grabbed a card when it went on right up when it went on sale and put it up immediately, and he bought it that night. So he had buyer's remorse. I so wanted that. Dude.
Yeah. By the way, I just realized I probably have like a hard stop in 10 minutes because
That's fine.
my kids play day is about to end in 10 minutes. So, but we still got a little bit of time. What else do we want to talk about? Anything new with products? Or no, with 2020. Oh, I saw something that was, I think I screenshotted it. Yes. And I thought it would be a useful thing. I just screenshotted it like 20 minutes ago. Because 2024 Series 1 is still king. I mean, some products have come out like that Bowman Inception thing.
That was a 2023 product, though.
Yeah, so that and so no one's touching big league other than if you're chasing a striker influencer card, and nothing else. So we're still dealing with Series 1. I completed a number of sets. So if anyone listening to this wants to get a complete set, I'm your guy. I'll charge you very little, just the shipping, and a little bit. That's
and
all.
if you get it with the Prospect Chase box, you could probably throw it into a bigger thing.
It works. That's in the works. Prospect Chase box. Thanks for reminding me. Volume 22. It's on pre-sale right now. It's slated to go live on the 1st, like every other month. However, it may not get there because it's sold out. I think I only have one box left, and it may be reserved for someone. But I was telling Ron offline that if I do sell out, I may just tweak the product a little bit with one product and substitute it for another, and then just run it again live on the 1st. For those folks that want to get that, what we did that was unique this time, we did 2 boxes. We had a multi-sport boxes with some Wemby, Bowman Chrome University hobby boxes in there that have Caitlin Clark autos, have Wemby redemptions, I believe, which are still good until the end of the year, I think. And
they've extended those quite a bit. Those are like 3-year redemptions now on most of those things.
I don't know, maybe, but just to be honest,
just be safe.
To be honest and to be safe, also definitely within the redemption period, and has Wemby. I think they're all redemptions, the Wemby ones. I think I'm not sure.
I think so as well.
But they're in that product, and also because we're dealing with March Madness right now, I figured it'd be a good time to get some autos, some college autos, and I also sprinkled in some hockey Series 2 in that product to get those young guns. Those Bedard bounties are still out there, so some of that, and then so that's going on right now. We have our Prospect Chase box monthly raffle. Will take place at some point Sunday or Monday, where everyone that has bought a box or jumped into our Razzes at breaks will get a shot to get a free prize. I still haven't decided what that will be. Maybe there'll be more than one. I am debating whether to throw in there a sealed complete set with those bonus Chrome rookies cards of Volpe and whatever, and the other, and Walker and a few other people. I forget the names. Gunner, maybe. I'm debating maybe throw one of those in as the price, but I'm still not 100% sure. So that's what's going on our end. Let's see anything else. Oh, I mentioned, according to Sports Car Investor, grain of salt, the top 10 most sold baseball cards in the last 30 days are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 10 are Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
1 is the base card with 1.9K sales. I'm guessing this is volume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, most sold. I'm guessing this is volume of sales. So the base card. Then second, also Ellie, the Stars of MLB card with 669 transactions. J-Dom base, the Martian, 482. Are these thousands? No, they're just hundreds. Evan Carter base, 470. Langford Bowman draft paper, 465. That's 23 Bowman draft.
I'll have to go back and look at my Bowman draft.
Langford 23 Bowman Draft Chrome base, 453. Ellie De La Cruz at 7 with the 24 tops 89 insert card at 407 transactions. 8th, Spencer Jones, your guy, 23 Roman Chrome. I'm guessing paper, 400 transactions. Ellie De La Cruz 9, the blueprint card of Series 1, and Ellie De La Cruz, again, Series 1, the greatest hits card.
Very nice.
So,
He-
prospecting is still
he's the
popular.
darling. He's the darling this year, so we'll see how it
Anyways,
goes. Well, let's
that's
get
all I
to,
got.
off to the kids.
After the kids, we'll
Have
do
a
this
great
again.
holiday.
Hey, listen, we're going to be doing these hopefully more often, even if they're not coffee and rip, to get our feet wet. So get used to our faces. All right, folks.
Who couldn't love this?
Right.
Have a good one.
Have a good weekend. And Jorge Prospector and Ron out.